Hi, this is Rachel coming to you with this week's Sparkle of Shabbat. And this week I wanted to continue a little bit of the theme of the 3 weeks that we're currently in, which is an overall period of mourning in our Jewish traditions. And I wanted to share an insightful conversation that we had with our rabbi, Rabbi Stuart Weinblatt. And this is going back a number of years around the time that Seth and I both lost our fathers. And we lost them within a year of each other. And both of our dads, each in their own way, were the patriarchs of the family and people that we really looked up to and were close to. And I remember in one of the several conversations that I had with our rabbi at that time about grief, that he said that Judaism has a beautiful system of grieving and of mourning, where we have these systems put in place for how do we grieve our loved ones and mourn for our loved ones, and then when do we finish kind of our official grieving period and then move forward with our lives, still with the pain, but also allowing ourselves to move forward. So specifically within the traditions of grief, we have the Shiva, the period of 7 days after a loved one passes, the Shloshim, the period of 30 days after the loved one passes, and then the 1 year, or it might be 11 months in certain traditions, that period of a year of grief, and the traditions that we follow during that time. So each one has its own traditions and mitzvot according to the traditions of your community, but it is a system put in place for us to grieve. And just as we have that system for grief, it also enables us to allow joy in at the same time. And Devorah Buxbaum beautifully said, this is the role of the Jew, where we have grief and we have joy at the same time. And I know it's something we've talked about quite a bit throughout my sparkles, but the idea of allowing them both to exist at the same time. And certainly having a system for grief and honoring that, and then also allowing for the passage of time and for the joy to creep back in and for us to sort of recalibrate back to an equilibrium that has both, is, I think, a beautiful thing to do and a beautiful part of our tradition. So my sparkle for this week would be, may we reflect on these beautiful traditions that we have for allowing grief in our lives, not only for the loved ones, but also during this time period where we mourn so many things that have happened in the past. And in so doing, may we gently and gracefully allow for that joy to creep back in. Shabbat Shalom.